Hi everybody, Son of the Morning here, and you're watching another Ye Olde Comic-Con Modern Comic Review. What we have in front of us today is X-Men and Fantastic Four number 2. Great cover, love the art on the cover there. So, in the first issue of this series, the mutants travel to New York in hopes of convincing Franklin Richards to come to Krakoa. Franklin wants to go, but Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and his family feel Franklin's place, at least until he's an adult, is with the Fantastic Four. Disobeying their parents, Franklin and Valeria Richards stow themselves away on Kitty Pryde's ship, which unfortunately ends up getting hijacked by Dr. Doom. This issue starts off with a conversation between a holographic Cyclops and the Fantastic Four. Cyclops is swearing up and down that Charles and Eric can be intense, but they aren't kidnappers. Xavier, yeah, but I don't think that kidnapping is outside the realm of possibility for Magneto. So when their children have gone missing and Magneto is one of the people who was there at the time right before it happened, I can understand Sue's how she could be a little bit untrusting there. Sue gets very angry that Cyclops is only concerned about Franklin the mutant and not Valeria, her genius daughter. I think that this is very important that she points this out to him. I think it's an important note for what's going on with the X-Men in general. Then she uses her powers to crush the holographic signal. Sue decides she needs to go after the kids, and then she says something very important when referring to the X-Men or the mutants. She says, "They're not the people we once knew. They're not heroes." And she's saying that right here. Next, the story picks up on Doom Island. Kitty Pryde awakens at Dr. Doom's dinner table. Doom knows that she was at sea looking for mutants. She tells him that the mutants at sea have free passage to Krakoa and that she was just there to help them get there. Doom's response is that she is right, but that these mutants aren't lost at sea, that they're with him on Doom Island, invisible to the rest of the world. And so now the mutants are doubly concerned because they need to assemble a team to find Kitty Pryde, and the Fantastic Four are sure to arrive in Krakoa looking for their children at any time. It's a very stressful situation for the Council of the Mutants on Krakoa. And wouldn't you know it, of course, Marvel's famous family arrives to stir up a ruckus with Magneto and Cyclops. As the scene shifts back to Doom Island, next we learn that Doom's motivation for abducting the Richards children was to bring Franklin to his island to give him his full power potential where his father has yet to succeed. As we talked about on the previous video for number 1 of this series, Franklin is having this issue where his powers are dissipating. Any chance to one-up Reed Richards, and Doom's gonna be all over it. I also find it funny how much he seems to really like Franklin and Valeria, despite the years and years of conflict that he's had with their parents. He seems to genuinely really like these children. And back to the battle, and a Krakoan gate opens and a slew of mutants are coming to join the fight. Although heavily outnumbered, Reed knows Sue can get them out of there. There's just one problem. Unfortunately, she's unconscious. Now, I just wanted to make a comment about the art on this page. I think it's absolutely awesome. I really like the colors. I really like the brightness. I like the way, even in stretchy form, Reed Richards still looks pretty cool, which sometimes he can look a little bit goofy. I like that you can see through Cyclops beam and see the rest of him there. And I just really like this over here with the gate opening and Colossus and the others coming through. Just a really cool couple pages of art there. Just wanted to point that out. But Reed Richards is Reed Richards, and you know he's going to come up with a plan quick that's going to help save the day. He looks around and notices that Emma Frost is in the vicinity. So what he does is he pops open Sue's helmet so that, well, their helmets that they're wearing sort of block psychic energy in the same way that Magneto's helmet does. So he pops open her helmet so Emma can get a psychic connection to her. The psychic connection wakes Sue up. He closes her helmet back up, and then Sue creates a force field and gets them out there. She's able to recover and get them to the Fantastic Car. Cyclops notes that they're heading to the coordinates where Kitty Pryde's ship was attacked. Xavier responds that they need to get Kitty and the other mutants back. And in reference to the Fantastic Four, he says, "We'll need to explain to them how things are now." He's saying that right here. So like I've been saying, I've said this on a couple videos, Charles Xavier is a villain. At least this new Charles Xavier that we're seeing now, I think that he's a villain. I think he's turning into a villain. I'm very interested to see where that's going. But this is definitely an evil Charles. In the final scene of this issue, the rescue team led by Storm and Bishop arrives to find Kitty Pryde is okay, and that she's actually made a deal with Dr. Doom. They're allowed to be guests on Doom Island in exchange for not interfering with Dr. Doom's affairs, and he's going to fix Frank Richards' power dissipation problem. Franklin is having second thoughts, but he and Valeria decide Doom has always had a soft spot for them. Then Doom is warned by his herald in Latveria that he's going to have some company soon, and he isn't worried because, I'm just going to flip it here. He's always prepared. And I also wanted to make a comment about the art here as well. Another fantastic drawing here of the Doom bots. I think this is just a fantastic, very, very cool looking drawing. So this has been issue 2 of X-Men and Fantastic Four. I don't know exactly how many issues it's going to be, if it's going to be 3, if it's going to be 4, but I'm definitely really liking this series. It's definitely sort of showing me that my ideas that the X-Men or the mutants may be turning into the bad guys, they're giving us more and more information that that might be happening. We have heroes like Sue Richards saying openly how she thinks that the mutants aren't heroes, they're not the same people that they used to be, and to a certain extent, they aren't the same people that they used to be. We know from the X-Men series is that mutants don't really truly die anymore. Charles has a database of all the mutants' DNA. He's also copied all of their minds. And the 5 can come together to create shells for not new mutants, but for mutants to be reborn and be new in life. So there is a question, at least in my mind, what is it that these regenerations, these rebirths is actually doing to the mutants themselves? Very interesting. Are there changes? Are they really the same person? It's really hard to say. It's actually something that does get addressed a little bit in issue number 7 of X-Men, which also came out today and which I will also be doing a review of very shortly. Very interesting stuff in there as well. But very much recommend you pick up this one. Go get number 1. Read this one too. It's a really good story, and I think it's going really good places. Thank you for joining me here on the Son of the Morning channel. This has been another Ye Olde Comic Con Modern Comic Review. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk to you soon.